What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? A lot, especially when it comes to protecting what matters. At Pacific Life, we've helped people and businesses confidently embrace the future with life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits. With strategies built on strength and trust, and a promise to be here for you today and tomorrow. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
People start to realize our differences aren't as big as they seem.
I couldn't really understand the magnitude of what was going on.
I know a lot of people were affected.
You know, it's still that divide.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network and Wish TV, this is Our City, Our Voice.
You look a lot different at it.
Everybody was kind of spinning about what it was and what was happening.
Everything's changed.
Everything's changed.
Of the holiday, Juneteenth, but do you actually know the history behind it? Located at the Lorraine Motel, the very place where civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, the National Civil Rights Museum gives a glimpse into the American civil rights movement from slavery to present day. The Juneteenth program manager of the National Civil Rights Museum, Ryan Jones, joins me today to educate us further on the significance of the Juneteenth holiday. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Always. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I think the first question we would have is, why is it important to observe Juneteenth as a federal holiday?
It's a really dynamic question. Juneteenth serves as the final day that enslaved Africans in Galveston, Texas, on June 19, 1865, found out that they were indeed free. This happens roughly a little over 2 months after the end of the Civil War, when General Robert E. Lee surrenders at the Appomattox Courthouse to Ulysses S. Grant. And in the aftermath of Juneteenth, the United States Constitution passes the 13th Amendment, which officially abolishes slavery in the United States. But because the war concluded in Virginia, it took generals, including General Gordon Granger, arriving in Galveston, Texas on that day to inform the remaining enslaved Africans, letting them know of their immediate emancipation.
All right, so when we connect the past to the present, that word freedom that you talked about there, what does Juneteenth mean in relation to being free in America?
Yeah, it became this celebrated event within the African American community. It holds a significant cultural and historical importance, and it serves as a reminder of the struggles and resilience for African Americans in their pursuit of freedom and equality. It's a day that serves as a day of reflection, education, and community building, fostering dialogue about the ongoing fight for racial equality and justice. And so it's one of those days of liberation and is a hope, and serves as a reminder of the unfinished work of dismantling racial discrimination systemically in our society.
Ryan, you're in an audience here in Indianapolis that you don't normally reach. Can you relay perhaps the importance of the museum and of observing this holiday for people who don't know what it is necessarily that the museum does, what you all have to offer? I spent 3 years there. I know what it is, but a lot of people here don't.
That's right. The National Civil Rights Museum is this safe haven that preserves and interprets the legacy not only of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was tragically assassinated on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel, but it's an American story. This is a story that prides itself of telling the adversity and overcome racial discrepancies within the United States. It starts with the enslavement of Africans arriving in British North America, and it takes you through this comprehensive linear chronological journey through the American Civil Rights Movement, the boycotts of Montgomery, the desegregation of public schools in the United States, nonviolent protests and demonstrations led by the likes of Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Diane Ash, so many others. And so it's a reminder that this country has come so far from the era of segregation and Jim Crow, yet it serves as a constant reminder that even in June of 2024, we still have some more work to do with bridging the gap with how we discuss race relations in America.
Ryan, I appreciate how you put that. As I said, I lived there 3 years, visited the museum a number of times, spending probably 2 hours apiece, and yet that wasn't enough to really get a sense of everything that's there. So thank you for that explanation. A lot of people will want to take that short 8-hour drive down to Memphis. That is Juneteenth Program Manager of the National Civil Rights Museum, Ryan Jones. Certainly appreciate your time today, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Discover more at wishtv.com. And when you follow Wish TV on Facebook, check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now. Now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.